I would have probably done CRNA school if my first job was ICU. Sometimes we'd call like the billing office or the medical records office and we'll talk to someone that's not really medical. It's kind of just like a clerk and be like, we just ask them to send over or fax over information. That part, there's a little abrasion because I guess they're not medical.
All right. Today we're joined by Philip, the work from home nurse.life on Instagram. It's you worked your way through Med-Surg, ICU. Now you're working from home. It's been a couple of years now since you've been working from home. Every time I see your Instagram, I swear you're just doing insurance sales. So I'm excited I'm excited to talk today and see what you're actually doing from home. And yeah, this is cool. We haven't had anybody that's well, actually, we've had a couple people that do something. Well, I don't know what you do, so let's talk. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, guys. You guys are awesome. I've been following you guys since, you guys started, so it's finally cool to finally get to talk to you guys for the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I know we were joking about that earlier. We started at the same time, and we've gotten a solid 3,000 followers. Where Philip, you have like 40,000 or something like that at this point.
I'm about to hit like 28, 28K.
nice.
That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I guess more people want to work from home than invest in real estate, so that's fair.
It's
Hey, but
understandable.
I do both, so we can talk about that too.
Yeah, sweet. So tell us about your nursing history before you were working from home. What did that look like? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, man. Let's see. I graduated back in 2013. Started my first job in Med-Surg, in Gainesville, Florida. Home of the Gators. I got my first job over there at Shands. I worked in Med-Surg for about 3 years. Then ended up moving back to Orlando, and I started CVICU there at a big hospital, Orlando Health Regional Medical Center. I did CVICU for 3 years. I got my CCRN. I could have been a CRNA like Josh over here, but I decided not to.
So
And then,
close.
then I went over to outpatient PACU. I loved outpatient PACU. That was like probably my favorite job. Like the patients are really nice. The team was really good. My management was really good. I stayed there for 4 years, and then during that 4 years, I had a family. I had two little boys, and then from that moment, um, I started, looking into working from home jobs, and I started working from home for about 2 years already.
Nice. Before we
Nice.
get into that, and I'm not for the first time I'm not poking fun at Josh here, but can you tell me why you didn't do CRNA school? Because I kind of had a similar like junction in my nursing career where I was like, okay, I could either go do travel nursing and make money and start investing, or I can do like go back to school and become a CRNA and increase my income. But I don't know how far it would set me back in the investing world. So that was my reasoning. Why didn't you do CRNA?
I mean, just simple answer. I just didn't like school, really. I wasn't even that good at school in nursing school. Like, I almost failed out of nursing school.
Yeah.
So then, like, I mean, I thought about CRNA. I think I would have probably done CRNA school if my first job was ICU. And then, just push in through it and then, have nothing, get in my way. But, things happen for a reason. But
Yeah.
I don't regret my decisions. I don't regret going to school, not going to school, back to school. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I almost fell out of nursing school, so that's it's not a good excuse anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's
Nurse, I was pretty. My focus was very much different than than it should
Yeah.
have
I
been.
mean, I was like, what, 20 years old
Right?
during nursing
Yeah.
school in Orlando. I'm here to party, dude.
Yeah. Luckily, that wasn't my reason. I, for
Oh,
some
okay.
reason, thought that intramural soccer was going to get me really far in life.
Oh,
the
wow.
pro circuit.
the the pro intramural circuit
Yeah.
at a school of 2,000 students.
Well, it is a good point though, because I think if I had known about like the nurse anesthesia route sooner, I would have done like you said. I would have gone straight to ICU, and I would have done like that. And that's what Josh did. Josh was just very focused. It was just like boom, boom, like straight into it, straight to CRNA school. But yeah, once you've been in it for 4, 5, 6, 8 years, it's like I don't know if I want to go back to school, and
Yeah, exactly.
that's kind of where I was at. So that makes sense. But so then from there, CVICU, outpatient surgery, and then you started working from home. I guess we'll
Yeah,
get right into it.
my first job. The title is a RN reviewer, but basically, like the title is a utilization review nurse. So we review for like procedures for medical necessities. So the insurance can pay the patient and the doctor or whatever. But yeah, I just kind of like, for example, for medications, if a patient needs like an iron infusion, we look at criteria, we see the documents they send over, and then we make sure the document meets the criteria, and then we send it to I guess the insurance company, and then they approve it. So that's how kind of works.
So you weren't directly one of the people that was like, "Oh, this doesn't seem medically necessary."
So typically we try our best to meet the procedure. Like if they don't have the information in the documents, we reach out to the doctor and be like, hey, can you provide this information so we can meet this criteria? Or it goes to like a peer-to-peer, and then like the two doctors will talk about it and they either approve or deny it for medical necessity. But that's like my job in a nutshell. The first company I worked for wasn't even like a healthcare company, it was a software company, and they were making like AI doing the reviews, and they're like making some product or system to speed up these clinical reviews faster. It was pretty cool. Like this like AI thing could like auto approve like the criteria if like it could scan the document quickly. So
How
yeah,
long ago was that?
so I started that job, that was early last year. So 2023. So I was there for about a year and a half. And then I moved over to a bigger, well-known company. Pretty much do the same thing, but this time I review for like inpatient stays. So like when they go to the ER and they get admitted, I have to find the medical necessity as to why they're admitted, as opposed to being like this patient could have been discharged or just been seen for observation.
Okay, because back to your first job. So I know AI has been like extremely hot topic recently, but it kind of, to me, it feels like AI has been around for a lot longer because it's all just been whatever algorithms that have been out there, and now we're just using a different term. But I don't know. That's just personal opinion, I guess. I don't know. Now that they're like making AI robots, then that's a different story.
Oh yeah, it's
Are they?
pretty wild.
I mean,
Oh no,
yeah.
this is what I've been telling you about.
Have you not seen all those memes about Will Smith back when he made that movie I, Robot?
Yeah.
No, I need to spend more time on Instagram.
Yeah, you could tell the robot
Yeah.
to clean your patient.
Now
At
That's
work.
hey, that doesn't
that
sound so
is
bad.
well, you
I'm
can
on
work from
board.
home. Well, that'd be like the Da Vinci thing. It would just be like a bunch of nurses at home controlling robots in the hospital. Now that I could get behind. Yeah, that would be a good idea. So, are you? Because okay, so we're dealing with a health share currently in my life, and it's been miserable. So, but I always get the impression when we call in that we're not talking to somebody that's like medical. We're talking to somebody that's more billing side of things and doesn't have a medical background. So is this kind of across the board how all companies are doing things? It's all nurses, or are there certain levels before you get to a nurse, or are you even talking to people? How's that work?
So for my current job, uh, I really don't talk to anyone. So which is really nice. I don't talk to the patient. I don't talk to the doctor. Like if the criteria doesn't meet, we just send the doc, or give them the reason why it doesn't meet, and then they'll approve it for medical necessity if they think it's medically necessity. Or they'll do a peer-to-peer with the doctor. At my old job, sometimes we'd call like the billing office or the medical records office, and we'll talk to someone that's not really medical. It's kind of just like a clerk, and be like, we just ask them to send over or fax over information. And that part, there's a little abrasion, because sometimes I guess they don't really, they're not medical and they don't really understand what's you know
Oh,
what we
Yeah.
need, or they don't fully
They,
understand what we're
they
talking
work off
about.
of like codes and
Yeah,
other things. Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah. So turns out you don't have to go to anesthesia school not to ever talk to your patients. Dang it. Waste of time. Dang it.
but do you guys do you have any concern that that AI could potentially replace you at some point?
No, I don't. I don't think like for the work we do, I think you need like a nurse's brain and like, their clinical skills and their clinical experience to make some of these decisions. Like even if they were using AI, there's, some errors in, what they're doing. Like I don't know if you heard about what that United Health Group thing. They were trying to use AI. Did you read about that?
No,
And
but
it
I
was
was
like,
wondering if that's who you're working for.
I
no,
only
I'm
heard
not.
the big story. I only heard the big story.
Oh,
What
okay.
happened? What are you talking
But
about?
like they were saying like they were trying to use AI and it was like denying like all the claims.
Is
There
that
was an
because I
article
did?
about that.
I heard that like before this particular CEO took over, it was like a 6% denial rate, and then by the time he was offed, it was like something like 40%. Or like I'm making up those numbers, but it was like a
Yeah.
significant increase.
Yeah, and they were
So
saying it
that's
was
what it
like
was.
due to AI or something. So
Oh,
so you
okay.
do kind of need like, nurses to make that clinical judgment and
Yeah.
also doctors as well to make that clinical
So
judgment.
so technically, AI has their first
See?
kill already.
Oh,
See?
well, yeah, I
I
guess you could
mean, I
kind of
mean,
say that.
kind of.
That's not even including all the Tesla, like the self-driving cars that have crashed and all. I'm just telling you, just be wary.
We
But
don't have
But
those in Wisconsin. That's a
but I mean,
California problem.
they freeze.
but I mean like even if like the small possibility that AI does take over, like, all of us are, financially, smart and financially, like me, you, and Colin over here, we have real estate to back us up on and other forms of business. So like we're not, and I could always go back to bedside if needed, but I probably hate it. But that's why it's so important to have, extra, other sources of income.
Oh, for
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah, and
Absolutely, yeah.
it's interesting because the hospital I'm working in now has this AI program that's built into our triage, and it's always trying to correct my triages. But like the other day, a guy fell off a ladder, but it was a short ladder, and broke his ankle. It's like an easy 4, like X-ray him, splint him, get him out. And it was trying to upgrade him to like a level like a 2, but I don't know what it's reading, if it's classifying it as a trauma. But in any case, yeah,
That's what it sounds like.
yeah. But it's like you need that human side of things to be able to see more than just what's written or what, like, the diagnosis is and all that.
Yeah,
So it'll be a
exactly.
while
For
before they can
now.
replace that. Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be a
For
while.
now.
Yeah.
I find it
But,
funny we just dove into AI stuff
well,
and how it's gonna take over the world.
yeah.
This is our
Well,
first AI episode. We got a great title now.
yeah.
Everybody's gonna watch this one. No, I'm just
Let's
kidding.
go.
AI killed the United Healthcare CEO.
According to work from home nurse life.
So was your motivation to take a job like this just the fact that you were getting burnt out at the bedside, or were you wanting to be home more and be able to spend more time now that you had a couple boys?
Yeah, it was to be home more and to spend time with the family and, not having to waste time to commute and then, getting my kids ready for school or daycare every morning and being able to come home and have dinner and put them to bed every night as well. And that was like really the main reason. And also like, I mean, to do other like working out too. I like working out during my breaks. So that's a big thing, like health and fitness. And that you sometimes you don't see that, with the 312s or whatever, or commuting with the irregular schedules of, bedside and, working holidays and working weekends. Now I work from home and I don't like really have any issues or any like, I mean, the work life balance is there because, I'm there every weekend, I'm there every morning.
So I know like the work from home was obviously the pandemic kind of pushed that really far along really quickly, but I'm hearing like bits and pieces of certain companies that are preferring people to come back to an office setting. Do you think that's going to be the case for nursing, or like what are you kind of seeing now that you're kind of in the thick of it?
Well, I don't think so. Not for my company and not for like the big companies at least, because I mean they can. I think it's just more cost efficient, and the employers or the employees are happier with their jobs because they're working from home. There's better job satisfaction, so they're retaining the nurses. So I don't really see us going back to an office. Plus, I mean, like most of my team is like scattered around Florida. So I mean, it's just been better that way for the company and for the the workers and the nurses.
I do think it's interesting though, the 312 thing, because all my friends who work 9 to 5 jobs are always just, like, oh, you only work 3 12s, you have 4 days off. And it's true, but there's all different shifts. Like you said, it's like variability. And some days you work like a Monday and then a Wednesday, Friday or something. So it's just kind of all over the place. So it never felt like you really just had all this time off, and it was kind of hard to find that like
Yeah,
free time.
exactly.
So, I mean, it's a great schedule. I'm not complaining in any way, but it was a little tricky at times. So now with this work from home thing, what does your schedule look like?
I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I get a 1 hour break and like two 15-minute breaks throughout the day. But that's my schedule. No weekends, no holidays. So
Do you use any of those softwares that make your mouse move so it looks like you're working all the time?
I don't think I can answer that question. Just in case the
just
wrong
checking.
people watch this episode.
Okay, maybe you can't answer this either, but in an 8-hour day, do you have 8 hours worth of work?
No. It's like, when we're working at Bedside, like sometimes there's downtime.
Right.
So like at my current job, sometimes we have downtime as well. I mean, like for that 12-hour shift, sometimes you can get if you have an easy, caseload or whatever, easy patients, you can pass meds and you're done by like 10 until like the next thing you have to do, or you're waiting for an admission. So like my current job is like the same thing. Like I get slow days, I get, rough days, but I mean, most of the time it's been, it's been nice. I mean, just as long as you're available, at the computer doing your work, like, my managers don't really care, so it's been really nice.
As long as the mouse is moving.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
I guess that's what I was like getting at. Like, is there a manager that's overseeing that wants you to be there and present for 8 hours straight, or is it more just like, hey, we have this many cases that you need to get through today, and as long as you get through it, they don't really
Yeah,
care.
that's it. Like just as long as you complete your assignment and not falling behind. Like my current job, they're not gonna be like micromanaging you and be like, hey, you finished your work early, here's more work.
Yeah.
Do you
Just like any job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of pay, is it similar to what you were making when you were working in the hospital?
For me, yeah, it was. I mean, I think for my first job, I probably took like a couple cents hour decrease per hour. But I saved money through like tolls and driving, so and then I job hopped like after a year so I can increase my salary. So like right now I'm getting paid more than I was getting paid at Bedside, which still I still don't think is that much, but because I live in Florida and the pay in Florida ain't that great.
So I went to anesthesia school down there, and that was the reason we didn't stay, because it was significantly. It was 60, maybe 70% of the rest of the country or whatever. Like even with the no state tax, that still doesn't make up for it.
Yeah, that's Florida for you. But I like it here.
Yeah.
I don't think I can live in any other state, to be honest.
Yeah.
Have you tried California?
I've been there once. I don't think I can live there.
Yeah. No, it's not for everyone. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to argue Wisconsin. I got no standing
no.
over here, except for the pay. I like that.
Yeah, the pay's
Yeah.
good.
So have you figured out exactly how much money you're saving by not like commuting and tolls and gas and mileage and stuff?
Maybe not like the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it's like a couple $1,000s a year. I'm definitely saving a
Yeah.
lot on like just time. Like,
Yeah. Well, even time, that's like significant.
time's super valuable. I can like do some chores during like during my breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to wake up early to change or dress up. Just wake up, roll over the bed, turn on my computer, I'm at work.
Yeah.
Turn on
Well,
your mouse mover.
I don't know what the average. We're not gonna let that one go. That's hilarious. So yeah, I don't know what the average commute time is, but it's got to be like 30 minutes or something, right? So that's
Yeah,
crazy. You're saving 5 hours every week.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do a lot with 5
Exactly.
hours.
I could, clean the house, cook dinner, get the laundry done. I don't have to worry about doing all that stuff during the weekends or when my kids are around. So
or play one
could
round of golf.
yeah, I could do that. Play some video games.
Yeah.
Look at some real estate.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, we're going to jump into that in a second. But
let's go.
For the work from home thing. So I'm in Northern California where the pay is probably the highest, probably in the country for RNs. So for somebody working out here who's making, let's say, $100 an hour, is like, is the pay different in different states for these work from home nurses, or is it just kind of the same across the board since you are working from home?
So it really depends on your location. So these companies will try to match, that salary for that position for that location. I think California is non-compact state, I believe. So like those that want to get remote jobs in California can only apply within companies within California.
Even if you're working from home, your nursing license would only work in the state that you are like. So say you have a California license. You wait. What am I trying to say?
Well, I have a multi-state license, so I can work on any state since Florida is a compact state.
Okay.
So like even if the company is in like I don't know, uh, Massachusetts or something, I can work for that company if
Okay.
you
Could
know.
you get your California license and then work for a California company but continue to live in Florida? I mean, that
I
would
I mean yes, you
seem to
can,
make
but
sense.
California will see that I live in Florida and give me Florida pay. They're not going to give me California pay.
Okay.
So that's the
Huh.
thing.
That's interesting.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous that California and some of these other states are just like on their, like, what our needles backwards? Like, why can't it all just be one big like national license? It's just a money thing, but
Yeah, it's a money thing.
yeah,
So supply and demand. People,
California
Yeah.
I
just
don't.
wants
I guess.
all the fees. So real estate is what you do with your free time, or what else?
Now this Instagram thing also is what I do with my free time, but real estate's kind of off to the side now. But yeah, I started after my first year of nursing. I bought my first home. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath townhome up in Gainesville. I bought it for $94,000.
Wow, that was 2000. What did you say? 2014.
2014, yeah. And I bought
Okay.
it like low money down. I did an FHA loan. So then it was like 3.5% down. So 3.5% down was like what? Like three three
Oh,
thousand dollars down,
Yeah,
that's
which
nothing.
is really nothing. I mean, you could save that easily.
Yeah.
So
how
I
much
was
is that place worth today?
right now it's like geez, maybe 220, but I sold it. I did like a 1031 exchange to buy like a better cash flowing property up around closer to my house here, up in Port Orange, Florida. But yeah, like when I started, I bought that house and I had a friend move in with me. So I was house hacking before I even knew what house hacking was. So then he helped pay the rent, so which was really nice. And then like 2 years after that, me and my wife were able to buy our primary home with like 8% down or something. So we moved to Orlando, and then I was renting out that house in Gainesville. Yeah, I kept that one house in Gainesville for about 8 years, and then 1031'd it to get another property. But yeah, that's pretty much my real estate. I mean, I could have probably kept going and kept buying more real estate every 2 years, but I didn't read Rich Dad Poor Dad yet. So
Yeah. Well, I know everybody always has differing opinions about that. Like, and I know David Green, he says like if you sell something, if you put it into another real estate asset, then it doesn't like you don't lose the point of not ever selling. As long as you don't just sell and just cash out and keep the money. That's keep it moving, keep it growing somewhere.
yeah, that was the plan. Like I wanted something that would cash flow more than that property in Gainesville, so that's why I did a 1031, so I wouldn't get taxed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Were you doing like student housing or like
I was renting it. Well, my first roommate was like a good friend of mine. He's actually a CRNA now, so but
so he knew what to do.
yeah.
Just kidding.
But and then like when I moved out of there, I had two of my other friends live in there, so it was just three of my friends live there, and then they all moved out at the same time, like a couple years later, and then I got like a property manager to manage the property once my friends moved out, and then the property manager found some tenants. I pay them like 10% of the monthly rent, and it was all like hands off for me, and the property manager just handled everything, which is really nice.
and then you 1031. So you did the 1031 exchange, takes the money, puts it in there, defers the taxes till later, and so you don't pay taxes on the sale, and you use that to buy what and what is that cash flow now?
So I bought another single family home over in Port Orange. That's near like Daytona area. But yeah, once it cash flows about 500 to 600 a month. So I mean, just for a single family home, I bought that house in like 2021, and this was like around the time like interest rates were going up and stuff. So I kind of got into that one property before the interest rates got too high. But like cash flowing that much, right
Yeah, it's
now
pretty good.
is kind of like unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, off
especially
one
after
single
all these
family.
insurance increases that we were talking
Oh
about
yeah.
earlier.
So that's like every year, like my cash flow's been like dwindling because of the insurance. So it's a little bit less than when I first started, but I mean, it started cash flowing like 600-ish a month, which was really nice.
Well, I think when we were getting started, we were just wanting to cash flow
Like
like
just
a hundred.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're like if we cash flow like $100 per
Yeah.
door, and then we get 1,000 units, we'll be cash flowing like 100,000 per month or whatever. And so that was our goal initially, was just $100 per door. So 500 to 600 is great. So I'm kind of. Did you stop doing it because the interest rates were going up, or was it just too much work? Like buying, why didn't you buy more? Because it's like five to $600 a month is pretty good cash flow for a single family home. Like if I had seen that, I would have wanted to do more.
I think during, I could have probably bought more before, but I just didn't know like real estate investing was a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
I didn't even know what house hacking was until like a couple of years later, after actually doing it.
yeah.
So I mean,
makes sense.
yeah,
Well, then how'd you figure out about a 1031 exchange? Because
that's when
that
I
seems
read. That's when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, that seems to be
That
a
was
little
the
bit
time I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
more than
That's when I
beginner
heard about the
status.
1031 exchange.
So then, so that's one passive stream of income. Are you still using property management for that?
Yes,
Nice.
And
So
still getting 500 to 600. That's
it's a
impressive.
little less now. It's probably half now because of the
Okay.
insurance and stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
but I mean it's still doing pretty well. And I mean the whole property management thing. We manage our own, and we tried using third party property management and just didn't really like the experience we had when you use the property manager, especially if you can still cash flow on top of that. I mean, it really is an
Yeah.
actual passive strategy.
Well, when you think of it, it was a 1031 exchange from this property that you only had like $3,000 out of pocket. So
Yeah,
now
exactly.
you're making $500 a month off of $3,000 out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes,
Seems like a no-brainer to me.
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. So, what other investment strategies are you just focusing on Instagram mostly now, or are you doing anything
Right
on
now,
the
I
business
am
side?
focusing on this Instagram and this brand like 100%. I kind of
Yeah.
left real estate on the side because I mean I don't really like what the market's doing like right now. It's hard to cash flow and stuff. I just bought a house like a month ago too.
Oh
Like
wow,
we sold our primary home and then I just moved into this house a month ago. So
Oh,
this is a new house I'm living in right now.
yeah, that's great.
congrats.
Oh yeah, thanks.
You're like, hey, interest rates are finally 7%. Let's upgrade.
Hey man, we're investors. We can invest in
Yeah,
any market, right?
that's
Yeah,
true. I mean, I did the same thing with this house I live in now.
Oh, true.
So,
But yeah, I'm on this Instagram thing now, and it's been pretty sweet.
yeah.
It,
What's the best part about it?
I think the best part is just connecting with like other nurses, other like-minded nurses, like you guys. I mean, that's like my favorite part, and then just seeing, my brand grow and seeing that, people genuinely enjoy what I'm doing and bringing to, the nurses and the audience out there.
can you kind of walk us through your Instagram, how you got it started, what the goal is, what the brand is, and then kind
Yeah,
of what your
so
mission was?
I started this back in 2023 around November. You guys know Brian, the money nurse,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah.
like even before I had that account, he just reached out to me like just randomly. He saw that I worked from home and then he just invited me to do like a podcast interview, and I think I was like his third guest, and like I had no social media experience at the time. I didn't know how to make a video. I didn't know anything about brand and business on Instagram. And then we did that interview, and it did really well. It got a couple views, and then I was like, I gotta like capitalize on this. And so like my brain started clicking. I started doing research. I mean, I looked through Instagram, and like around that time, there's like hundreds of nurse influencers out there, but there's like no remote nurse influencer really. I mean, there were a couple big people, like you guys know Nurse Fern and whoever runs the remote nursing jobs Facebook group, and there's another person, Jess McAllister. I call those like the big three. Those were like the only ones around that time. And then I was like, okay, I could try this and put my own spin on it. And so that's what I did. I started the account, and like I didn't know anything at first, so the first thing I did was make memes. Just memes, and I did that for about a month, and it grew slowly. And then after that, I started doing more videos of just like educating people. And like even before, like when I started this, I didn't even like want to show like my face to like social media, so I just had like some random picture. But yeah, started with memes, and then started doing more videos with myself, and just also connecting with other people. Like I'd friend or connect with all the other, remote nurse influencers out there that just started. Because there was a couple that started around the same time I did, and then we all connected and we all talked from here. And yeah, so I grew from there. And then there's that. I was looking to see how I could like monetize this, because this takes a lot of work. Like thinking how to make these videos. So they have a website called Stand Store where you can make your own digital products. And I saw like other, remote nurse influencers were using Stand Store, so I jumped on that too. Um, and then like the first thing I made was a resume guide, and I put it on for like $10. And like I remember the first day, like I launched that, like I sold 5, and I was like, oh wow, that's $50 right there. And then like to get started, I think we had to pay Stand Store like $300 just to have that website and have everything running. But yeah, from there I started making other digital products like interview questions, list of companies for remote nursing, how to use ChatGPT to like make your resume. And then for a little bit I was also, writing resumes as well to help, people land remote jobs, work from home jobs. And like these people were like buying my products and they were getting jobs. I stopped doing the resumes because that is very time consuming. So what I started doing now is like I started referring people to other resume writers, because like I feel like I felt like that was a lot easier on me, because writing resumes, that takes like a couple hours. So that's how that went. And then and then later on, my following grew, and then I was getting like people reaching out to me, like brands, like, hey, we like your content, we'll give you this free something like a candy bar, or like the Built Bars.
Oh
those,
yeah.
those people gave me like the Built Bars, and I just had to make a video. And
And
like,
they just cold DM'd you and said, "Hey, we
yeah,
like your stuff."
yeah, and they're like, here, we're gonna send you a box of Built Bars, make a video.
Oh man, I've spent so much money on Built Bars. Built Bar, if you're listening to this, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, so I think we talked before we started recording about how we started about because we launched the podcast in November of 2023.
Wow,
And
same time, yeah.
yeah, and we've gotten to 2,900 and you've gotten to 29,000. So it's about the same. But um, what would you say is, I think something that we've had, a hard time, and we kind of, we're doing the podcast and kind of just expected slow growth. And we just really want to dial in our message and everything. But what would you say is like would be one of your keys to having been successful with this? Because I know a lot of people are trying to grow a following and be insta famous or whatever you want to call it. But what would you say is one of your keys to success?
Well, I think what helped, you got to kind of understand the Instagram algorithm also. One things that helped was like they call it B-rolls, so like short 10-second videos with a catchy hook, and a nice clear video, catchy hook, and then a long caption for the audience to read. And then that kind of pushes the algorithm to push your videos out more. And then like also, the correct hashtags to use as well. So I started doing that like probably later in my Instagram, probably maybe around like June, because like I said, at first I didn't know what I was doing. I was just posting whatever, and then I think I just saw like some other people using B rolls is what they call it, and then that's what like really helped push like content out.
Yeah, so B-roll with it, because I see it. I mean, I see your content, so it's more of just, I don't see you talking in your videos very often. It's
No,
just kind of a video of you with the captions.
yeah. So like, it's a 10-second video, and then people will read it, and by the time they read that long caption, it shows like the video's been watched for probably like 100 times after reading that caption. So then I guess Instagram likes that stuff, and then like have someone comment and engage on your audience in the videos. So then that content will push out to more people, it'll push out to more people, and you get more views. And I think that's helped a lot. But I mean, just also like just being honest in my videos as well, like on how to get jobs. Like I think around July is when I started my new job, and like I made resources on how to get land these jobs, and I was like kind of making all these resources to help myself and to help the audience as well. So I guess it's to show you that like, hey, I use my products, it works, someone else has been using my products as well, and like I've helped so many other nurses switch from bedside to remote work.
I think that just the genuineness of that is, I think that's kind of a big part of it. Genuineness is a word, Colin. I saw your
Yes.
face.
It's definitely a word.
Yeah, because on Instagram, like if you're Insta famous, you're supposed to be the expert, or you're supposed to be like perfect. But I mean, nobody is. I think people will see that you're actually genuine. And yeah, like us, we try to post about us because we're learning new things all the time.
Yeah, I think the fails are more relatable, obviously. So it's it seems more realistic. But so obviously between Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, you're not doing any Instagram content. But outside of those hours, what kind of time commitment are you looking at for like creating these reels and keeping it up and everything? I got you, man. Don't worry.
What was the question?
What kind of time commitment is it to like it within a year grow a 30,000 person following? Like how many hours a day are you spending on this? What does that look like?
I don't think I mean maybe like a good hour or so a day. I mean, but like that hour, I mean, when I'm working on it is like, during my downtime at work.
Obviously.
Or like most of the time I edit videos is like when I'm putting the kids to bed also. Like when I'm just laying in the room and then I'm just on my phone just, making a video. But those are like, I mean, I don't think I spend more than an hour a day.
Just making the video about how to have quality time with the kids.
Yep, just how to make.
How close are they to being able to edit the videos for you?
um, they
Yeah.
they can't, but I mean, they look and see what I'm doing, and then they're just like, "Oh, Daddy, why are you at your computer?" I mean, like half my videos are just me, like this on the computer.
Yeah. No, I mean I mean, we always hear the consistency thing, and that's definitely something we
Oh
struggle
yeah,
with.
that's probably the also one thing I missed. You're right, Colin. You got to be consistent, like with this social media thing. Like post like 3 to 5 times a week, and then you kind of have to like go look back at what your old videos and see which videos did great, which one did not, and capitalize on which videos did awesome, and like run it back again.
So is that providing any sort of income for you now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think my main mission is to help the nurses get these remote jobs and educating
Built
the
bars,
nurses.
obviously.
Yeah, and built bars, and this massager I got also from and all these new clothes I got from all these other companies. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's provided a nice income, but through the digital products, through writing resumes, also through sending clients to other resume writers will give me like some sort of commission for like a client. So, but I mean, I've helped hundreds of nurses get work from home jobs, I mean, and that's like my main mission. And I'm pretty sure you want to know like how much I've been making through this.
I
But
mean,
You don't have to say,
Josh wants to ask.
but I need
well,
numbers.
well,
No, I'm just kidding.
in perspective, I've probably made more through Instagram through real estate this year, like through the cash flow of my real estate.
Okay.
So I'll just put that in
More-
perspective.
More on Instagram than real
Yes.
estate? Okay.
Uh,
Well,
so
that would make
that's-
sense why you're focusing on it more.
Yes, that's why. I mean, and I enjoy doing it. Also, I enjoy doing this more than real estate right now.
Well, and that's the thing too for us. It's like we obviously enjoy real estate, but I don't enjoy everything about real estate. But we found our way in that, and it's kind of like that's what we need to focus on. And I think that's for me, anyways. That's why I haven't focused as much on growing our following at Instagram, because I'm still trying to grow our real estate company. So it is hard to pursue too many different things, and in the same amount of time, our Instagram hasn't grown, our real estate portfolio has. So you're gonna build what you put into, and that's what we're focusing on right now. So
Yeah, and this Instagram thing has been like crazy to me because like so many opportunities have come to me. Like we started the Nurse Remotely website. We just launched that, and how that opportunity like presented itself was pretty funny. Actually, I should tell that story.
Yeah,
co-founder,
let's hear it.
right?
Huh?
Co-founder.
Yeah, co-founder.
Yeah. All
So
right.
now that you're a big deal, do people just want you to just sign and take half of the company?
Oh yeah, we're waiting for that day.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt. Yeah. So what was that story?
My friend reached out to me. He's a friend from college. He reached out to me, and he wanted to pitch this idea to make like a job board for remote nursing. And then he pitched the idea to me, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then so we started that. He was able to make a a landing page and all this. I don't know how he made all this. I mean, you probably don't know either. He's a user experience designer, a UX designer. Do you guys know what that is?
Oh, nope.
Exactly. I don't know what that is either, but he makes good money. And then, he pitched the idea to me to make, a job board for remote nurses. So our website, we're able to, go through the internet, go through LinkedIn, and it'll populate, open remote nurse jobs on our website.
Is this an AI that does this for you?
I don't know. It could be.
He's like, I don't know.
But I mean, like, our main mission is, to provide, as much value to our user base. And, we're looking to partner like with other companies to like use our website to, bring them the best opportunities and candidates as well. So that's what we have going on right here. And
partner with other websites like Indeed, where you're like,
other
companies and
companies,
stuff.
other companies to put their job postings on our site as compared to having to pay LinkedIn or Indeed.
Okay.
Like,
okay,
they could probably go on our site and find better candidates than on LinkedIn and Indeed.
Better candidates for less money.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that's like our mission is to connect these employees.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How many users do you have using your job board at this point?
He has all that data. I do not. But I mean, we're in the right direction. We're starting a. We actually just launched it last week.
I'm just a co-founder, Josh.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Well, so I was going to ask, with all due respect.
Yes.
So what is your role in this whole thing? And I only ask that because I'm not tech savvy at all. So it's like,
I'm not either.
Yeah, I have a lot of decent ideas, and I wouldn't even say good, but decent ideas. But it's like, as far as actually implementing them, that's where I run into problems. So it's obviously you're playing a part in this. Otherwise, he wouldn't have reached out to you. So what does your role look like in all of this?
I'm like the marketer, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess he saw the following I had and he saw the audience I had. He saw that there's no other job board out there like with this niche or whatever you say
we
it.
still don't know.
Nobody knows.
Niche.
And you said this was a college buddy of yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. It was funny because like me and him, we were like in this like dance group back in college, and he was like one of our hip hop
Yeah.
coordinators.
Where are those videos?
Oh, they're in the
We need to see
depths
those
of
on
the.
Instagram.
Oh, geez, no, you can't find them.
Did you guys practice in the parking garage at school?
We did.
Yes,
We
I knew
actually
it.
did.
I knew
Top
it.
floor. Top floor, garage A at UCF.
Yep, I knew it. Oh man, I worked at UCLA, and every time I'd walk back to my car, there'd be like dance.
Oh
Troops.
yeah, that's
What do you guys call yourself? Troops, groups, gangs?
like a hip hop group, hip hop dance group.
Yeah. So I would see them practicing in the garage when I was trying to get out, and I'd be like,
Oh,
"Hey,
those are the,
get out of the way."
real good dancers.
Yeah.
Those are all the Filipinos that
I didn't
those
wanna
are the
say it, but that's
Jabberwockies.
exactly what it was.
Yep.
Were the Jabberwockies Filipino?
I think like half of them are.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll never know. Where are we talking about? Okay, so
We're talking about dancing on
So
top
you guys-
of the garage.
you guys were practicing for like step up 14, and then what? He just reached out to you because he saw your fall. So I mean, no, but it's like in terms of bringing value, it's like you obviously built this thing over the last year. You built this following, so that's how you were able to bring value to him, even though you don't really know what the company does. So it's like a great opportunity, and it just kind of like shows like that you can bring value in different ways. Because
Well,
I definitely
And to kind of mention like your network also, because like looking back to my college days, like there's a lot of people that even if they had a massive following, I wouldn't reach out to them. So just being a genuine person and a decent human being goes a long way sometimes.
Oh yeah. I mean, like your network is like real important as well. I mean, what's that saying they say in Bigger Pockets? Your network is your net worth.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need a better network.
Net worth
Yeah.
is pretty trash right now.
No, we're good right now. We're getting better. Every interview we do, we build a better network. So no, but it has been.
True,
I mean,
yeah.
it's been great. I mean, obviously, like I said, we don't have the same size following, but just with what we've been doing and being able to actually like interact with people who have real followings it's been great. And just
And we've met a lot of great people. We've actually raised a little bit of money from this podcast too.
nice.
So like it's
yeah. Didn't you say we made $3 on YouTube?
Nice.
$5 on
See?
YouTube.
That's
So we're
it.
there.
That's the thumbnail right there. That's the thumbnail on the YouTube.
How to make $5 on YouTube. 2024.
That's gonna get everyone to click this link.
That's 200 videos. I
feel like I need to go check. I need to check because it's probably gone up since last time I checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
guys are killing it. You guys didn't you get like the most votes on like the nurse.org thing?
Joshua did. The lifestyle,
Joshua
the
did.
lifestyle CRNA got the most votes.
Let's go.
That's
From
for
Dr.
some reason. For some reason, I got some voters in our community. So thank you all to all of that. There's actually another vote going on right now. So if you guys want to jump over and vote, actually by the time this airs, it'll be over.
Did your episode for nurse.org air yet?
It did not. It's airing
Okay.
January something.
Okay, cool. I'll
They must
listen
have
to
a
it.
long list of people because
I'm saying that was like back in like August or July.
Just
or
not
something.
to throw any shade at nurse.org, but they were like, "Oh, top 10 are going to get it." And then they reached out to like the top 25 people. Said, "Hey, come do an episode." So that's why ours got pushed back so far because there was like 25 different people that recorded.
But so yeah, I guess we'll get into this at the end, but like if people want to get on there, is there a price up front to the
No, it's
like,
totally
the nurses?
free for the nurses right now.
Okay,
For the
cool.
users. It's free to browse, free to apply.
So that's the discount code. Yeah. So then do you got any other kind of investing going on? You buying crypto or anything?
No, I mean, I wish I did, like, when it was like 10 cents of Bitcoin. I wish I bought like 1,000 of those. But no, I don't do crypto. Do you guys do crypto? Or yeah,
Mm-mm.
I see that more as fun money than as actually.
I lost a lot of money in crypto and stocks, and I realized that if I don't understand it, then I don't put money I don't put money in it, and that's
Oh,
why
yeah, exactly.
all
Like,
of our money's in real estate because we understand it.
yeah, I mean, I do what the 401k, I do the match, I do Roth IRA, I do high yield savings,
It's all
all
good
the
stuff.
the basic stuff. Yeah, that's my investing stuff right now, and the real estate, and yeah,
And Instagram.
Instagram. College plans for my kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Instagram, that's an investment.
Yes.
It's you're fine. You're seeing returns.
Oh, yeah.
You're not up to 672 on YouTube, but that's
You'll get
Yeah, I
there.
mean, I started with $300, and now my return on investment is like a lot more.
there it is. There you go.
Well, Josh, you want to kick off the final five?
Yeah. So where do you go to educate yourself on finances?
The two books I like are the "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi. Have you guys read that book? It's a very
I think
popular book.
I think so. It's on the
Yeah.
Audible at one
Yeah,
point.
that's a good book. And then "The Simple Path to Wealth" by J.L. Collins. Have you guys read that one? No? Like those two books, I feel like if you need to learn about investing and money, just read those two books, and and I feel like everyone else that talks about money or whatever, like, is gonna be like all that information is all in that book. So I mean, I don't really think you need to go to any like guru or anything, because everything you need to know about investing are in those two books. I mean, that's what I've learned. There's also one podcast I like. It's called the Personal Finance Podcast by his Instagram is Master Money Co. So I mean, you should give him a follow. I mean, if you
Master
want to
Money
learn it,
Co.
yeah, the Personal Finance Podcast is a good resource for financial resources.
If you want real financial education. Okay, we get it. All right. So the second question is, what advice would you give yourself as a new grad?
As a new grad, let's see, like, to new grads or to myself, like if
However
I
you
look
want
back,
to. Yeah.
however I want to do it.
Well, I mean, essentially, you're giving it to yourself, but then it would apply to other new grads as well. So talk to yourself right now.
I mean, I don't think I should have stayed in Med-Surg for 3 years. So if you're in Med-Surg, try to stay, get experience for a year and then see what you want to do. Also, if you're a new grad, learn about work from home nursing, because that is a very competitive market, and it's only going to get more competitive, as the time goes on. As like, this generation doesn't want to work, until they're 65. You know, they don't want to work bedside till they're 65. They want to, like, explore other things like nurse practitioner, CRNA, but there's now work from home nursing. Also network and make a LinkedIn. Like, once you start working as a new nurse, to connect with other people.
Do you have to have a certain amount of or certain years of experience to work from home?
I usually say after 1 year you can start applying, but I mean, you got to remember you're competing against hundreds of nurses with like 10 plus years of experience. So that's why it gets very competitive. Like, all these people want to leave bedside because they're, you know, kind of tired of it.
I was going to ask you earlier. Do they have? Is it all full time, or do they have part time and per diem?
There's some part-time PRN. I always recommend starting full-time and then transitioning to part-time, because I mean, like, it's kind of harder to get a part-time PRN position because these companies are looking for you to start full-time since you don't really have experience. I mean, that really goes, as the same thing as bedside as well.
Yep. All right. Let's see. What are you excited about for the next 12 months?
I'm excited on your guys' podcast and seeing how you guys will
that was
grow in the
forced.
next
Thank you.
and seeing you guys grow your Instagram and double your income on YouTube to $12.
Oh, let's go.
So I'm so
The dream.
excited. No, but I'm super excited about, like, this website, like me and my friend launched this nurse remotely. I'm excited to connect, the candidates to these employers and these companies, and just having this, refining it to make it, like, the best niche job board for remote nursing. Also, we're selling merch too. Like, it's funny because my brother-in-law was like, "Oh, hey, I want to hop onto your brand. I'm gonna make some merch for you, and we're gonna sell it." So we got some merch that we're working on for the next 12 months right here.
Can you?
See,
Yeah, I think I
right
saw that
there,
on some of your
Oh, yeah,
posts.
yeah,
work from
Nice.
home nurse life right there. So we'll be working on, or my brother-in-law and I will be and his wife will be working on, the merch side of things for this brand.
So
yeah.
how much would you charge us to put a little investing RN logo about this big on the bottom left corner?
You have to talk to my other co-founder
Oh
on the
my
merch
goodness.
side.
Too many.
That's
um,
that's like the it's not me, it's you conversation.
but yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited, like more opportunities that, this social media thing will bring. Hopefully I can do more podcasts with other people, you know, do some partnering and collaborations. So if anyone's out there, just reach out to me.
Right on, man. So how do you define success?
To find success, I think, having your W-2 job as a choice should, define success. Like, waking up and deciding if, you have to work or not. Also, I mean, I really want to just work, a couple days a week, maybe like 1 or 2 days a week, and, do whatever I want to do the other days. And then, just to be able to go wherever and whenever you want with your family. And, not being, stuck to working full time or overtime. I mean, those are, how I define the success, and, also building something to pass down to your kids. I mean, you guys are building this podcast and this brand. I'm sure your kids, like, down the, once they're older, they'll understand, the work, and I'm sure you'll probably add them onto the business side as well, to give
Yeah.
them something to pass on to.
If they're good.
If they're good, yeah.
If they're good, they're on the nice list. We're recording this a few days after Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
If they're on the nice list, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and not even just giving them something for free, but I don't know. Like, I think I heard somebody say one time, like, you can teach your kids one thing, but they're not going to learn as well as if they see you doing that same thing over and over
Exactly.
and over.
You gotta lead by example.
What's the biggest financial mistake that you've ever made?
I think probably not reading Rich Dad Poor Dad sooner. 'Cause I think that was one. Not starting a Roth IRA sooner, not starting a high yield savings account sooner, not investing in Bitcoin when it was $1 or whatever.
And then what are you doing today to prevent those things from happening again?
Just having some money I can access to, so I can, channel my money into there. Yeah, not buying, the houses when I had the chance, just because I didn't read Rich Dad Poor Dad sooner. But yeah, that's I think that's my biggest financial mistake. What about you guys?
Oh, we've had a lot.
We've had a lot. Skipping an inspection was one of our go-tos. We skipped on our second house.
You skipped an inspection? Oh my
We
gosh!
skipped a
Yeah, that's
formal
bad.
inspection. We had our contractor go through and inspect the place, but we skipped a formal inspection.
And well, so our reasoning was because it was a like tear down, not a tear down, but it was like we knew we were redoing the entire house.
Okay.
So our thought was it didn't matter. We're redoing it anyway.
I could see thinking that.
Turns out we still should have done one.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know for, whenever I have to buy a house again.
Yeah. We always say don't skip the inspection. I mean, we've made several along the way. We didn't form an LLC soon enough and paid a bunch of tax.
Oh, that one's a little more recent. That one hurts so bad.
One still hurts.
Yeah, there's so that particular one, there's actually a $200 per month per member fee. And we didn't realize it till, what was it, August? So it was like a multiple $1,000 mistake.
We've made plenty along the way, but we've kept stubbornly.
But we've never made the same mistake twice.
Oh, there you go. Let's go.
We probably have, but we just can't remember it. Each time it feels brand new. So
this has never happened before.
Yeah, this is vaguely familiar, well, hey man, I guess so. Other than Instagram, we'll just plug yourself right now. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, find me on Instagram at wfh.nurse.life on Instagram. I'm also starting TikTok. I need to get more followings on TikTok.
I was gonna say you have like 20 days before they ban it in the US. By the time this airs, we'll know actually if it's sticking around or not. I don't see how they could actually get rid of it. They make too much money.
Yeah.
And then the website was nurseremotely.com?
Yeah, www.nurseremotely.com. Check it out if you're looking for, work from home jobs for nurses.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll let you get back to the fantasy football.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even chat about that.
Oh, no.
Next time we'll have you
Next
back.
time. All right. Yeah. Anytime, man.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming on again today.